Metal Gear, first released in 1987, was a stealth action game for the Sega Master System, being hailed as a riveting and well-programmed game. Creator Hideo Kojima always thought of himself as a director more than a programmer. In 1998, he took his directorial sense and released Metal Gear Solid for the Sony PlayStation. The game again was well received, but players noticed a major change in theme, one that felt eerily similar to the events that could be. As the series continued with multiple sequels, it became evident that Kojima wasn't only creating realistic fiction, but predicting the future of war. After the cataclysmic power of nuclear weapons were used in World War II, the future of war began shifting into a dark era of paranoia. During the Cold War, the United States and the USSR threatened nuclear destruction at any moment. Soon, smaller nation-states began accessing this dangerous power.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
The Bush administration of the 2000s, backed by war hawks like Vice President Dick Cheney and Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, captured this paranoia and sought to deter and eliminate it. Soon,
several pounds of MUF are reported every year.
MUF?
It stands for Material Unaccounted For. It proves that there's a large and well-organized black market in nuclear materials. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age where any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
prevention and control is much more effective than elimination and deterrence. However, the internet and the freedom of information age made that difficult.
Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it.
Recently, the global public was told of the National Security Agency's PRISM program. This program categorized and stored personal and private data from its citizens and United States allies.
What exactly is it?
It's a massive data processing system capable of controlling information on a global scale.
You've lost me.
Well, in this day and age, information emerges from every direction and is freely distributed. Apparently, they believe that their role will shift from dominant to dominated. Now, look at it like this. Political scandal, corporate corruption, up until now, the Patriots have managed to keep a lid on these and other self-serving events. But with their existing data processing system, they're no longer able to effectively control the flow of information generated at the individual level. With the newly created system, they can fully regulate digital information. High-level information can be categorized in stages, given clearance levels, and deleted as necessary, never to be seen by the public.
Pushing the idea of a safer battlefield and tactical dominance, the United States continued to develop computer-aided missiles and pilotless drone fighters.
Do you see? Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth.
After the public declared the Iraq War needless, greedy, and failed, U.S. troops were in demand to return home. However, the U.S. did not want to lose its grip in the Middle East and employed private military contractors, or PMCs, like Blackwater, to handle warfare that was either unapproved or condemned by the public.
The rebels have hired a small-scale local PMC of their own to stir things up. It's the quintessential example of a war economy market. The new regime is still in shambles, so it's really Pierre Ramamon, one of the PMCs under Outer Heaven control, that's calling the shots. An age of persistent universal warfare, a world where mercenaries are free from domination.
To maintain its status as a superpower, the United States has to maintain its economic dominance as well. Throughout the Iraq War, it became clear that the United States could generate massive funds through war, and individuals could become massively rich.
Zero developed weapons, amassed armies, used information for extortion, all in order to gain more wealth. He was obsessed with controlling awareness on the inside from the outside.
Just as President Eisenhower feared after the economic boom caused by World War II and its industrial war complex, the United States became almost dependent on the next Great War.
Maybe they're like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war.
The complex began to grow and evolved into its own sect of U.S. economics, the war economy.
The corporations, for-profits, and research institutions that comprise the military-industrial complex were part of it too. The network covered everything from weapons R&D and investment to production and marketing. It encompassed the people, the companies, even the laws that protect them. Politics and economics became nothing more than iterations of the same oppressively uniform system. I don't think anyone realized that it was all a setup, a mere set of norms. It was like the birth of a new life form. The system found a new way to propagate itself. War. The norms the Patriots had crafted for their unified state quickly became dependent on a single business, the war economy. Meanwhile, the political cause of creating a cleaner, safer battlefield provided a convenient catalyst. Eventually, JD became the very age itself, propagating its will as it pleased, and this age chose to act through economics instead of nation-states. Powered by the industrial and digital revolutions that came before it, this age gave birth to a twisted economic revolution, a battlefield revolution. It created a new world without substance. In this new world, there were no ideologies, no principles, no ideals, not even the thing she treasured most, loyalty. There was only the war economy.
Kojima laid out a possible rationale for the government, a sick and oddly accurate critique of the American public. To them, every man, woman, and child is free to become filth in their own vacuous mass media.
In the current digitized world, trivial information is accumulating every second, preserved in all its triteness, never fading, always accessible.
Rumors about petty issues, misinterpretations, slander.
All this junk data, preserved in an unfiltered state, growing at an alarming rate.
It will only slow down social progress, reduce the rate of evolution.
The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards development of convenient half-truths. Just look at the strange juxtapositions of morality around you.
Billions spent on new weapons in order to humanely murder other humans.
Rights of criminals are given more respect than the privacy of their victims.
Although there are people suffering in poverty, huge donations are made to protect endangered species. Everyone grows up being told the same thing.
Be nice to other people.
But beat out the competition.
You're special. Believe in yourself and you will succeed.
But it's obvious from the start that only a few can succeed.
You exercise your right to freedom, and this is the result. All rhetoric to avoid conflict and protect each other from hurt. The untested truths, spun by different interests, continue to churn and accumulate in the sandbox of political correctness and value systems.
Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum. They stay inside their little ponds, leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large.
The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right.
However, we are aware of this, not only through the masterworks like Kojima's Metal Gear series, but also through the freedom of information that Kojima's Patriots feared so much.
It all began with a bunch of old fools. Now, they've all passed away. Their era of folly is over. That one man's desires grew huge, bloated, absorbed technology, began to manipulate the economy. We realized too late that we had created a beast. We had helped turn 0 into 100. His sin was ours.
It is our responsibility as citizens and human beings to end the war economy, to rationally phase out radical and dangerous ideologies, and to end the greed that is generated through blood.
This is good, isn't it?